In this video, we'll show you what I pack for Milsim West. And the first thing I did is created a new ruck. So this new ruck is a new thing I set up. I did bring out my scale because I want you guys to see how heavy this is at the moment. So if I pick this up with the scale and then release it, you can probably see how, if it'll focus, right now it's reading about 17.5 pounds, which if you think about it, it's quite light, but there is no water, no food, and no ammo. So that weight is gonna go up. This is just a base weight at the moment. I've been training rocking with a lot more weight, so this feels like a feather at the moment. But to get into the pack itself, this is a medium Alice. The one interesting thing is that it's Turkish and it has this ATAX-like Turkish camo, which I quite like. This pack was modified a lot by me. Obviously you can see buckles, modification here, 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 and then we'll talk about some of the other things in the past. And then swinging it around, you can see this is a special Alice frame that it's welded aluminum, and as you can see it's a lot more robust than the riveted design, but also these crossbars go a lot deeper, which gives you a lot more space for your body armor to sit comfortably back here. And then other things you see is these are the regular Alice straps, the regular Alice kidney belt, and then I attached a carry handle. Going into the pack itself, we're gonna start from the bottom, which is part of my sleeping system. But what I did, I have added these two straps that connect to buckles to the main straps, which hold my sleeping pad. So undoing these frees my sleeping pad. And the sleeping pad is just a regular fold-up mat from Walmart. It's nothing special. I've used it before, it works okay. So this sits here. Another item I brought over is this seat pad in EMR. What this is a seat pad that you can put around your waist, and then it opens up. So you can sit on it if the ground is wet, if the ground is uncomfortable, but I have not used one of these before. I guess I'm just experimenting, but my thought is, when we have downtime and I'm just eating something, it'll be nice to sit my ass on something somewhat comfortable. Okay, so as you can see, these straps here are connected to the frame, and then these just clip in here. So with the Alice Medium, it does allow you a lot more space to fit stuff down there. Let's begin with this one. So this one houses, first I have this layer that is a waterproofing jacket. As you can tell, this thing is very, very light, almost see-through, but it is totally waterproof and it packs down super small. I bought this off of AliExpress maybe 6 years ago or so, and I thought about I used to bring like Gore-Tex jackets, but I started hating Gore-Tex. It's horrible. It traps in a ton of heat and it's bulky, it takes up a lot of space. So I went with this thing instead, which I think will be a great move. This is a cover for the backpack itself. So if we are taking some decent rain, I can just cover the whole thing with this cover and it will stay isolated from getting wet. First pocket done. This middle pocket, I'll mention it. It's empty right now, but what will be in here will be food. The way I pack food is for the 2 days, I will bring 2 MREs, one for Saturday lunch and one for Saturday dinner. I eat my dinner on Friday night before the event because step off is late, usually around 10, 11. So I have plenty of time to eat whatever I want before. And then the rest is filled in with snacks, which I don't have at the moment, but there's all kinds of snacks. It's very much personal preference. The way I pack my MREs is that I strip them down completely to the essentials, and I'll add the pictures, but pretty much take them out of the package, only bring what I need so that they take up less space. MREs are also kind of heavy, so just something to consider. This pouch over here houses my toiletries. So I have this little container here. What it has is it has active wipes for cleaning yourself up, and these are quite nice. They work well to get that film of sweat off of you. Then I have toothpaste, folding toothbrush, some contact lenses in case I need them, but I have prescription safety glasses, so maybe not. Advil if I get headaches, and then some baby powder. And I found baby powder to be kind of nice if you're sweaty or itchy and you can like kind of put a film on yourself, and it helps with that. One last thing I have is an emergency blanket, one of those rescue blankets, which if it gets super cold, then I can use it. The way I'm carrying water this time, I found that 2 liters on the pack is fine. And then I have over 1.5 liters on my camelback. So this pack conveniently has these side pockets, and what I am using is any type of slender, long 1 liter bottle that I'll fill with water. And of course, this is not something you want to use for long term because it's just cheap plastic bottle, but for 40 hours, it truly doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And this fits in comfortably, and then I can close this up and it stays there, and it's a good solution. It doesn't take that much space. The bottle itself is very light. Getting to the pack itself, opening it with the buckles. As you can see, again, the lid is flex sealed so that it is completely waterproof. Now, I open the rack. The first thing I have is this, which is a placeholder, because I will need to carry some actual ammunition, blank ammunition. So this is a placeholder, it's a small case. I'll probably have something along those lines. Then, going inside the pack. First out is this Arc'teryx, I think it's the Atom. And this is an insulated layer. And this is very nice if it gets cold. It's light, packable, super warm. If you're sleeping and it gets cold, I can use this and it'll keep me very warm with the hood. And it's great, I've used it many times. And then before we get deeper into the main sack, I want to show you that on here there is another compartment if you're familiar with Alice, and I can open it, adjust it with the buckle. Another thing for warmth is these fleece beanies. These are Marine Corps surplus beanies, and these are very, very warm. If you're cold, you put this on your head and you're not gonna be cold anymore. My ears get quite nice and warm with those. So additional safety glasses in case I decide to wear lenses and not my prescription safety glasses. Then I have 550 cord, paracord. This is for setting up shelter. If I need to put up a tarp, it's very easy to connect the tarp to trees with this to make a shelter. Speaking of which, we have a couple stakes. This is to put one end of the tarp in the ground and keep it there. Again, this is all you need and a tarp to make a shelter. It's very simple. Then I have these, which are chem lights. I've used this in the past. Sometimes when we drop rocks, I'll like hide one in the ground so that it's not fully sticking out, but it helps me find my rock again because sometimes I lose it. And then a battery bank. This is a bank for my phone and other things in case I need it. Last thing is I have an additional radio PTT. So this is a redundancy for my comm system. It's one of those hand trucker mics with the 6-pin, and yeah, pretty much. If I don't want to use my contacts, I can just like plug this to the radio and just like talk into it. So now, main sack, we have this, which is a compression waterproof sack. This will hold my spare clothes. Right now in here, I only have one combat shirt because I haven't packed my real clothes yet, but only one combat shirt that is in case I get absolutely drenched. But the other thing that I will put in here is socks and underwear. 4 pairs of socks, 1 pair of underwear, and that 1 pair of underwear is absolutely if you shit yourself, which is unlikely, but you never know. I used to pack more stuff like t-shirts and pants. I found it to be too much. It's too much bulk. Packing a whole pair of pants is unnecessary. I don't need it. Maybe a t-shirt. That's not a terrible idea. And then let's get into the sleep system itself. I'm gonna take this out and talk about it. But the other thing that it's at the very bottom is my tarp. So I'm gonna put this on the side. This is a Harbor Freight tarp. It's $5. I think it's 5 by 7 feet. It folds quite nicely. It's not like super high speed. I'm sure there is ones that fold out better, but you know, it is what it is. It works out really well, cheap. And then this thing is gonna be difficult to show it all in frame, but this is a surplus Gore-Tex bivy, which is part of my sleep system. And again, I went for as minimal as I could this time, right? So the way I have it is you open this bivy and inside of it already you have inflatable pillow, very nice for comfort. And then my whoopee, which is kind of like folded like a taco, so you can just get in. And I'm sorry, the framing of the stuff is not exactly nice. But pretty much the sleep system is nice that way because I can just close it up like that, right? Roll it, of course, roll it nicely, and that's it. The sleep system goes away. You guys, I really put some thought into decreasing size from, last time I carried a large Alice and somehow I managed to fill it up, which is insane. It's way too much space. It was huge. I put a lot of stuff that I didn't need. I had an extra smock. I had a whole sleeping bag, which is actually don't like that much. So a lot of thought went into streamlining everything as much as possible. It's pretty much my whole loadout minus the food and the snacks. I will suggest some options, but like I said, MREs to work really well. I find this to be really streamlined, and I'm actually quite happy to how much I streamlined it. You're not gonna see socks and things like that because I actually, you know, I use those things daily, so I can't just leave them sitting for a month. But this is pretty much the full extent of it. If you happen to have seen my last video a year ago, it is a massive difference, both in weight and in size, and I'm really happy about it. It is by far not the most like homeless minimal setup you could do. It's close, but it's not. I've seen people literally just bring the bivy and just be done with it, and it's fine. Like you can survive, it's not a big deal. But obviously there is comfort items here, but even in that realm of bringing comfort items, I found a way to maximize my space as much. Considering I'm also flying with all this stuff, right? So that's something to consider. I'm flying and I'm not driving directly to it, so it's very important to keep a lot of the stuff, you know, consolidated. I've had some good feedback on the last video. I think it helped a lot of people, so hopefully this will help even more people. And as you can see, the more times you do this, the more times you learn, and that's kind of part of the fun and the process, right? The first one was a disaster, the second one was a tiny bit better, the third one tiny bit better, and it just keeps going, and you just start stacking your experiences. And as you can see, there is some new things that I tried, like this sleep system, something like that. I haven't tried before. I'm just taking inside feedback from last time, and I'm like, well, what did I like, what I didn't like? Let's try this instead. And so none of this is even finalized. That's the thing. It's just like so iterative that every time I learn and I try to share my experiences with you guys. So hopefully this is helpful. In that case, I do appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for the fun part of the videos.